On this episode of the Engaging Marketeer podcast, I'm going to be talking about something which started to come out mid to early 2024, and we're now in April 2025. And it's something that a lot of website owners and a lot of businesses have been worried about in how it's going to impact them. And they're really starting to see these changes now with their own websites and the traffic that they are receiving. So cast your mind back about a year or so, and Google started playing about with AI overviews, AI responses, automated responses in search results that were replacing Google search results. So what used to happen was when you would search for something in Google and there was a page on the internet that was deemed the most important or the most accurate or the most comprehensive page on the internet that answered that particular query, Google would put it up at the top of the search results as a featured snippet. It would be a box at the top above the paid ads, above Google AdWords, above the #1 ranking, called a featured snippet. It would be in a box. It would have a little summary of what it was and then a link through to it. And any website could get a featured snippet. It didn't matter how small your website was, how little content you had. Well, obviously that would help the more content you did have, because that's what they're about. It didn't matter how small a business you were. It didn't matter if you didn't use Google ads, if you didn't use any sort of paid advertising. None of that mattered. All that really mattered was that your page on the internet was the single most comprehensive answer to that particular query. Then Google would put you up there and say, this is the featured snippet. This gives you the results. This is what you want. And we at Engage Web had a lot of featured snippets for ourselves. We had a lot of featured snippets for our clients. And some featured snippets, because I've talked about these before. I've done social media posts about these. I've written blogs about these. Some featured snippets were getting 10, 20, 30,000 views to the website, people to the website every year. And that's a huge amount of traffic. If you're getting 10, 20, 30,000 people visiting your website on a particular phrase that is relevant to what you do, a particular question that your target audience is asking, and they're coming through to your website because you are the most important page on the internet that answers this question, that's a lot. That's potentially a lot of clients, potentially a lot of leads, certainly a lot of social media followers, a lot of people that can download your lead magnet, a lot of people that are exposed to your brand that otherwise wouldn't. To lose all of that is a frightening prospect. And that's exactly what Google's done. It said, right, these featured snippets, we've had enough of that. We're going to get rid of all of that. All of these websites that have been doing all of these, that are getting thousands and thousands of visits per month, per year, whatever it may be. We want to keep those people ourselves. We don't want to send them to other people's websites. And in the digital marketing community, we were like, oh shit, this is going to be a problem. And as it turns out, it is a bit of a problem. So what Google said it was going to do, instead of having one featured snippet, it was going to replace pretty much all of them with what's called an AI overview, which was an artificial intelligence response based on a number of different sources. And if you Google for any question now within Google, chances are you are going to see an AI overview instead of a featured snippet, where it will take a number of different websites and it will pull together the resources and it will write out its own automated artificial intelligence response. And the vast majority of them are bollocks. They don't really understand what the question is. I've seen some horrendous pieces of information, some awful advice telling you completely the wrong thing because the artificial intelligence is artificial, but it's not that intelligent. And it's pulling sources from Christ knows where to come together with this overview. That's why it's called. It's an overview. This overview of the question that you are asking. But the problem that's really, really affecting businesses, the problem that's really affecting website owners, is that traffic they were getting through to their website has now disappeared. So we are seeing year-on-year stats for traffic to clients' websites, to our own website, some of them down 30, 40%. Huge numbers of traffic stats to websites disappearing because maybe there's a page that was generating 50,000 views a year. Now suddenly it's generating only a few hundred because Google is not putting it at the top anymore. It's nothing to do with the website. It's nothing to do with the quality of the website. It's totally what Google has done. So what can you do about this? What can you do about it? Well, the important thing is you need to be in this AI overview. You need to be one of the sources. Now, the way you do that is pretty much the same way that you would have gone for the featured snippets in the first place, and that's by having the content based around what the question somebody is asking. So I would look at the kind of things you want to be ranking for. Look at the kind of questions your target client is asking and see what the current Google AI overview for that particular question is. Then look at the sources within that AI overview, the content that it contains. Is there something missing? Is there something that you could add value to that currently is not there? That is what you should be writing your content about. You should be writing your thorough, comprehensive content, including the information that is not currently there for the AI overview. That will give you the best opportunity to then appear within the AI overview. It's very easy for me to say this over and over again, I assure you. The best opportunity for you to appear within the AI overview, which will put you in the sources and then give you some traffic, some credibility. Because think about this. The sites that Google uses for its AI overview are the sites that it trusts. It's the sites that it recommends. It's the sites that it says, these are the valid sources of information for this particular query. If you are a contributor to that, you are more likely to be a contributor to others. You are more likely to show up in rankings for others. You will get more exposure. You will get more traffic. No, you will never replace the kind of traffic that you were getting from the featured snippets. Those days are gone. You will never see those kinds of traffic levels again, which is awful because it means that traffic for many websites will have peaked in about 2023, early 2024. The traffic levels they're getting for particular pieces of content to their website from 2025 and onwards will never hit those heights again because Google has cut the legs off from under it. But you can appear in the AI overview. And as a final point on this, the one thing that Google cannot do currently, I'm sure there's going to be a way, the one thing it cannot do currently is create AI overview video content. It's not doing that. So I'm sure there will be a way at some point. And a lot of these AI overviews contain videos showing a summary of the AI overview or something that is relevant to the content that people are looking for. And your video can be included within there. So as for instance, and don't check this particular search out because I've not looked at it, I've just seen something around this. I've done content around how to deliver an effective 10-minute presentation at a networking meeting, or effective presentation tips for networking meetings or for BNI meetings, something along those lines. And the AI overview will contain lots of different sources, some of them from my websites on how to do this. And then at the bottom of the AI overview, there is a video that it embeds. And that video could well be yours. For that particular one, it's one of mine. So if you create video content on what the AI overview is talking about, be as comprehensive as possible within the video content, put that video on YouTube, obviously, because, hey, Google owns YouTube. It's going to want to make sure that it shows YouTube videos. It's not going to try and promote somebody else. Put that video on YouTube, put it onto your website, get a transcript from that particular video and turn it into a blog and put that under it. Then put the full transcript under that as well. So all of the content is there. Link from that blog back to the YouTube video itself in the description of that YouTube video, link back to the blog. Everything's set up nicely. Then you have a very good chance for that AI overview of that particular question that you're talking about to then embed your video from YouTube within the AI overview, giving you more views, more potential leads, more potential subscribers, more potential followers, more potential business. So that's essentially what this podcast episode was about. It's about the AI overviews. If you are suffering from a loss of traffic to your website, if you're looking at your analytics year on year and saying, why is my traffic substantially down from 2023 or 2024? This is probably why. This is probably why. Look at the particular landing pages that you are getting traffic to, compare them year on year. You'll probably find there's a particular blog or a particular page of content that was getting tens of thousands of visits and now suddenly it isn't. It's because the featured snippets have been replaced with AI overview. That's the reason. There are ways you can mitigate this. You will never get that traffic back, but there are things that you can do, as I've discussed, that will help you and mitigate damage caused by Google in getting rid of the featured snippets. So I hope that's been useful. If you've seen this yourself, please let me know in the comments on the YouTube video for this. Drop me any sort of questions you've got. I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to cover these on future podcasts. Leave me a review as well. I very much appreciate that. And I'll catch you on the next podcast.